Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, furries of all ages, unicorn-dwelling goblin kissers. I don't know. It's your buddy Moo Juice Magic here. Hey, so a lot of things have been going on in the world of nerds and video games when it becomes movies and gaming, etc. It's hard to be a nerd these days. You come home, you get off work, and you just want to sit down and relax and watch a show or play a video game and unplug from the world around you and what is reality and escape your day-to-day woes and whimsy to get into the whimsy of relaxation that those mediums provide. Well, there's been a lot of complaints about gaming and television and things like that, movies, and what they're trying to force down our necks under the guise of DEI. So it becomes an issue. We saw this with Gawd. We've seen this with basically everything Disney touches these days, except for Deadpool somehow. Somehow Ryan Reynolds has managed to pull through and keep it kind of on the cuff. And, you know, most of us are pretty upset about it, or annoyed about it at least. It's at least a burden. It's a pain in the ass. I wouldn't say upset so much, but a lot of us are making content about this. Well, this other content creator, or YouTuber named Andy Cortez, has something to say about those of you who criticize DEI gaming. You gaming grifter, as he says. Gaming grifter, you're just grifting. And let's hear what this guy has to say in all his infinite content creating wisdom, who is in obviously no way a hypocrite.
You fucking need DEI because you wouldn't have jobs if DEI didn't exist to complain about.
Fun fact, not true. Not even a little bit true. I don't even do this for a living. I don't make money doing this, dumbass. You goony looking motherfucker. Listen, I sit here and do this for entertainment. If I was making money off this, I'd be thrilled. I'd do the exact same thing I'm doing now. I'm not talking about video games that piss me off because I'm grifting. I'm talking about it because I'm a gamer and because I enjoy video games. I don't want to sit and be preached at about how so-and-so is non-binary now. Dragon Age Gawd, I'm looking at you.
You wouldn't be making money on YouTube if DEI didn't exist. So you're really the ones that need it.
I don't know any YouTube creators that only talk about DEI crap in video games. All of the big ones talk about all sorts of stuff. It's not just grifting in video games. And, man, I'm going to tell you, my most viewed stuff has nothing to do with video games. It has mostly to do with idiots touring abroad. People this guy would probably hang out with.
Unless your game has only white dudes, if you have a woman, she better be fucking hot.
Yeah.
Yes. Who are you marketing to, dude? Who's buying the most video games? Like, I know it's a diverse industry now. It's a lot more diverse than it was. It used to be just dudes. It used to just be dudes. But now it's a mix of guys. Girls are getting really into gaming. There's tons of girl gamers that are good out there. There's a lot of diversity in gaming now. But the majority of people that buy the games are still white dudes. In fact, the girl gamers I know like hot chicks in video games. It's a fact, man. Girls sometimes like to look at hot chicks in video games. That's it. I don't know what to tell you. It's a more sellable thing than Broomhilda the Swamp Donkey.
You know, get an ugly woman out of my game. That lady better be super smoking hot. Yep. That's the way they think, right? Back in the day, game development studios were primarily white dudes, and they didn't really think about diversity.
Okay, this statement is patently stupid. I don't think this man thought much ahead of this statement, which most of these guys that complain about stuff like this don't. And I sincerely, I'm going to get into this. I don't believe this guy's sincere about anything he's saying right now. I think he's being a hypocrite. And I'll tell you why when we get there. But I don't know if this man's ever heard of a place called Japan. Now, back in the day, a ton of developers and folks working on games came from this little tiny island you might have heard of called Japan. Okay? In fact, I think video game mostly got its starts there. A lot of it in the U.S., but you're going to tell me that Japanese developers are just cis white males? I'm sure the Japanese would be incredibly surprised to know that you, Andy Cortez, think that Japanese folks are just straight white dudes. Because that's basically what you just said. All the guys.
And that's one thing, right? It was a lot rarer to find non-white dudes in game development.
Again, dude's never even heard of Japan. He's never heard of Nintendo. Sony? Really? Really, dude? You really?
And as that changes, and as college and learning and all that stuff kind of becomes more ubiquitous and
This is the part where he goes, if you go to college, you're going to be more open to things. That's what makes people more intelligent. We're better than you. We're smarter than you. And that's why this is important, because now we're all super educated as he puts his glasses up and gets somebody taking his lunch money from him as a fucking mid-20-year-old man, I'm sure. I don't know how old this guy is. He's got to be at least 25. I mean, he looks like he's been on a Megan's Law list before, in this picture especially. Look, dude. Fun fact, going to college doesn't make you smart. Sorry, guy. If you think that a piece of paper that you got because you were able to fill out the right answers to the questions makes you any more intelligent, you are grossly mistaken, sir. That has nothing to do with DEI and what people want to do when they get home.
and more available for everybody, more and more people from different walks of life want to get into game development.
Yeah.
And then what happens then?
They're making the characters the people that they know, the things that they see.
And
I don't know what it is with pencil neck dudes and having these arguments like they have to be an ally. You would think guys like this that are super physically weak would want to be on the side of people that are normally just much physically stronger. But no, they want to be on the side of the softer people because that's what they relate to. Totally understandable, bro. I totally understand it. I just don't get it. Like, I understand the concept behind it. I just don't get where you're coming from here. Why do you feel like you need to peacock this, that you don't, I do not believe these guys mean this at all. I think, and if they do, maybe they do. But overall, I think that they should know better, especially considering the industry that they are in, the realm that they are inhabiting. Who is your market is what it breaks down to. Who is your market?
and it's
Just
just
like the white people did.
just like you put yourself into stories, right?
Yeah.
And I talked about that with Dragon Age Veilguard, how the game director, Corinne Bush, she's a trans woman. And sometimes in games, you just put in your own sort of experiences. And that
And how did that work out for Veilguard? Not so great. And this is my point, dude. It is good. I don't want to discourage people from doing this, from putting yourself into your art and into your work. I highly suggest you do that. You'll come out with a better quality content or product every time if you really put yourself into it, no matter what it is. It's always better to give the extra effort and just be there for it. At the same time, you have to understand. You have to understand. If you're an outlier in society, if you're one of like the smaller groups of people, a minority in some way, and you expect people to appreciate that right off the rip, you're in for a shock. And you're kind of silly. You should never expect that. I made a video, for instance, bagging on Terrifier 3, which I thought was not a great film. And I made it clear. And the vitriol I got from the people disagreeing with me was pretty profound. But it didn't surprise me and it didn't sway me at all because I knew that was going to happen going into it. I knew the people looking for that video were not my target audience. They were going to be the super fans. The people that watch it apparently did not watch the first or second movie. That went in there full bore, full tilt boogie on board for it and just unapologetically supporting it. That wasn't my target audience. My target audience is the people that were on the fence about it. But I knew the audience that was going to show up. And I knew it would have some backlash. You have to take that into consideration when you do something like this, guys. You can't just jump on the horse and go, okay, ride. It doesn't work that way.
That's so natural to happen.
That's what art is.
It's nothing that's supposed to offend anybody. It's supposed to be, hey, fucking walk around and look around. The world has everybody. Your game's having it shouldn't stop you from playing it.
Listen. He's not wrong, but he's not right. They are saying they're going to offend people. They want to offend. If you go out there wanting to offend people, we're not going to play your damn video game. That's not what we want to do. If I hear a stand-up comedian say, I'm going to be offensive, I'm going to go see that stand-up comedian because that's obviously the mood I'm in. I'm never going to go to a stand-up comedian and go, oh man, I want to relax and go listen to a stand-up comedian. No. Know your market, man. Read the room, bro. It doesn't work that way. This guy, what I mean to say when I don't believe he agrees with all this or thinks this, that look in his face right there tells me, I mean, just the eyes, the way his eyes are in this freeze frame, I think he's trying to convince himself. Because what he's doing is exactly what he's accusing the rest of us of doing, and that's grifting. He's just grifting in the opposite direction. He is trying to get the Talons in on the other side to be that guy that stood up for everybody else when everybody else was being bad. But what he's doing is taking those people that are trying to get their voice out, and he's grabbing their shoulders as they try to climb the ladder, and he's forcing himself up over their shoulders and shoving them down so he can climb above and clamber above on top of them off of their hard work to try to get the credit. And that's what he's doing. He's a fake ally, is what it turns out, what it boils down to. The hypocrisy of him saying that other people are doing this stuff for money when this is the only thing driving him to do this. This is it. He's doing the same shit. He's being a hypocrite. I don't mind people having different opinions, but at least don't be a damn hypocrite about it, dude. It's kind of pathetic. You're a whelp when you do shit like that. He might be a great guy, and maybe he does sincerely want to make a stand for people, but he has to understand how the market works. Disney hasn't figured that out yet, and they're bombing everywhere. The people who did Dragon's Age BioWare didn't fucking know that or didn't pay attention to the market, and it just bombed on them. Read the room. You cannot force a small taste of something into everybody else as a whole. It doesn't work that way. You got to take time and build that shit up. Totally fine to have it in the game. None of us are saying you can't have it here and there. None of us are saying you can't have a gay character or a little gay story arc. But when it's like Veilguard did, and the cutscenes are long, drawn-out fucking lectures on how you, the gamer, are fucking wrong, and everything you know is wrong, it's not going to sell, dude. It doesn't work that way. And the idea that you think you can stand there on your soapbox and tell us we have to change or have to appreciate and accept this shit is stupid. Is just stupid on the main level. Your college degree didn't do you shit, Andy. Like, that's all I'm trying to tell you, dude. It's common sense 101. They don't teach that in school, bud. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments below? Are you a fan of this guy? Is he a cool dude? Like, I don't want to bomb on him, and don't bash on the dude. It's just, in this particular situation, he's clearly being a hypocrite. He's just being a hypocrite, and that bothers me probably more than the rest of it. I expect people to think that they can just force their opinions and beliefs on everybody else, and then bitch when other people do it to them, because that is the craziest part of all of this, is the hypocrisy on this side that comes out. Again, I don't care if you're gay or transgender or whatever. That doesn't bother me, dude. You do you. But just if you make a video game about it or a movie about it, and you're trying to throttle it down my neck and just trying to bottleneck me and pigeonhole me into force watching it and getting a lecture, I'm just not going to give you my money, man. I'm going to vote with my wallet. It's that simple. Because I live in America and I can do that. I have the option not to spend money on your product. And that's what you guys are seeing happen. When we come out, we say something about it, it's because we don't want to hear it anymore. And we're annoyed with it. So of course we're going to come out and vocalize it. But if you put your artwork out there, if you put yourself out there, if you put your work in general out there, expect criticism. Especially if you're in a platform like where I'm at. I expect criticism. I haven't gotten a whole lot of positive feedback, man. I don't need to. I don't need to because I'm saying what I'm saying. I know what this is. You should know what this is too, man. It's that simple. And Andy, I know you know better, dude. I know you know better. If you got a name out there and you're showing up on my feed, you're popular enough where I know you know damn well that what you're saying is bogus and stupid. Part of it's true, but it's so dredged down with nonsense. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think again in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Hit that like button if you liked it. Hit the dislike if you dislike it. And yeah, I don't know. How do we fix games, guys? How do we fix this? I don't know. We can stop focusing on it, maybe. The numbers just aren't there. Anyway, I love you in the face. Mood Juice Magic out.